Welcome back and welcome to volume 4 of Bowling for Carp. I'm on the lookabout and I've just seen some at the end of the M6 bank. It's in about 3 or 4 roll and stick the heads out, so that's where I'm going now. Been about 3 weeks since I've been down. That's because I've been on my family holidays down to Lakeside Holiday Park in Burnham-on-Sea. I was going to do a vlog from down there, but due to the crowds, the bankside crowds, the kids, it made it a little bit difficult. So I didn't do a vlog. Hopefully I'm going to go back there and do one and try and get a better time when it's less busy. Right, let's come into where I've seen them fish now. I've just been out by, I don't know whether you can see the buoy out here. I've just been showing at the back of there. Let's spin this camera around unless the fish comes up. I've just seen one just show here. I don't know whether you can see the aftermath of this. That's where that fish is, just behind that buoy. Got to set up on this bank somewhere. Well, I've found them. Just got to get my rods around here now and fish for them. What swim am I going to go in? I think this is the one. Yeah, this is the one. This is the swim that I went in on. Hang on, is it volume 2? So now the spot's out there, and now the wraps to get out to the areas. Might want to push him out a little bit farther than I usually do. That's obviously because I've seen fish at the back of that buoy. That's probably about 1:30. Obviously I can't cast past the buoy. It's a little bit dodgy. I can actually walk up to my right hand side and land him over there and just get him away from the buoy. But yeah, this is the spot. Right, I'm going to get round, get the barra and get round here. Till later, speak to you shortly. The car to go and get the barra. I thought I'd pick the camera up and just let you know about my winter plans. Now, I'm not one really for doing overnighters over winter. I do like my day ticket fishing. I just don't like being in the dark for 14 hours. I'm up at 3-4 o'clock every morning, whether it's the dark nights or the light mornings. And the dark nights, cold weather, not for me. I can still catch them in the day, and unless it's really mild or I'm on a social, and that's the only time I'll do a night. Now the bowl is well known to be at winter water. It does quite a few bites, but to get them bites you need a bait boat. The 1st of November bait boats are allowed, and to get the bites in here, the consensus is that you get your bait boat, stick a load of maggots in them, boat it out to about 200 yards, drop it, and wait for them fish to come in, and they will. Not my type of fishing. I don't like bait boats, and if I can't cast to the areas, then I'm not going to fish for them, but each to their own. and I do believe bait boats have got their usages, especially where the banks are undercut and you've got to get underneath the foliage to get your bites. I haven't fished any waters like that for a long time, but I have used them in the past and done well with them. But for an open water fishing, it's not the one. The other thing as well is pushing bait out that far is that the fish learn to be out at that range to feed, and this year strengthens that argument, because a lot of fish have come off the M6 bank, and that's because there's a lot of bait going in there. So them fish are not daft, they'll stick where the food source is, and if you're going to be pushing out bait boats out to 200 yards, 150, 160, 70 yards, then them fish are obviously going to be out there feeding. So I will be doing a few sessions down here over the winter, but I have got my eye on a little day ticket water. I'm not going to give out the name, otherwise I'm not going to be able to get on it. It's not well known in the public press, but if I put it out on YouTube before I start to fish it, then I doubt I'll even get a space on there to fish. So I'm going to keep it quiet until after the winter, and then I'll give out the name. It's only a small water, deep, and holds some absolutely stunning fully scaled mirrors. Holds a whole array of different strains in there, to be honest, and I'm looking forward to doing a little bit of winter fishing on there. Right, I'm nearly at the carp. Let's get this barrel loaded and let's get fishing. Join me at 2 o'clock, and once again I'm walking down the M6 bank, and that's because I've set up where I seen them fish this morning. Spent a good couple of hours having a little marker around, just finding the spots, getting my rods out, and I come to pick my spod rod up, and my Fox Impact spod, the swivel at the top has decided to snap off. So I've been left unable to put bait over the area. So thankfully I found Carl down at CANNOCK Angling, which is just down the road, and he's sorted me out. So hopefully I'll be back out fishing again. And just to top up how crap the session's going, as I was reeling in my rods, I stepped on some goose or swan shit, and I've gone flying into the lake, and I'm absolutely drenched. So thankfully I've got a spare pair of trainers and bottoms, so saved me a little bit, but it's not doing so well at the moment. So I'm going to get this on my rods, get these rods back out once again, and hopefully we'll get fishing. I'll speak to you later as I'm setting up. Right, well, good afternoon. You join me at 3:30, and from 7 o'clock this morning I've only just finally got my rods out and I'm fishing with a bait over the top. It's not really been the one for me today, and nothing going my way. Fox Impact spod broke. I had a wind knot, and to top it off I fell in the lake after slipping down the bank. So not really been enjoying this session. Glad I didn't go home, and the only thing that really stopped me is because I've seen them fish this morning, and hopefully if they do come back into the area I'll have a rig on the spots where they're visiting, or where I've seen them this morning, and I'll get a pick up. I'll get asked a lot about the bait I'm using. The last bowling for carp, which was volume 3, and this session I'm using boilies, and the boilies that I'm using is Key Bait Solution. This is the all season mix, and it's you can get it available from that company or Scott Rogers over in Derby. Now my current supplier, Wayne, had an operation, so he hasn't been rolling. So the only other bait I will use is this all season mix. It's a great bait, done a lot of waters, and it's the guys that use it are always consistently catching on it, and it's a good bait for all the way through the year. Now you're probably thinking, why is it white? And that's because I've put salt on these. I took this away last week on my family holiday because I've done a few hours fishing each day and had a few on it. So because there wasn't no freezer facilities, I decided to put salt on them and give them a little bit of a cure. Now what you need to do if you want to do this is get a kg of salt, and for every kg you'll use 5 kg of bait. And what you do is put your 5 kg of bait into a bucket, get a kg of salt, tip it on the boilies and give them a good shake up, make sure they're all covered, and then leave it for 24 hours. Now after the 24 hours you'll find that the salt is a little bit damp, and that's because it's drawn out the actual moisture from the outside of the boilies. So what you need to do is just riddle them off, and then just put these boilies into another bucket, and then just put another kg of salt over the top. And then I've had these in this bucket for about a week and a half, and if you'll have a look, what you'll find is the outside of the bait is quite dry and quite hard, but inside is soft, and that's as fresh as the day I've put them in there a week and a half ago. And it's a nice little tip if you're going away to France, or you're going away and for a week session and you haven't got freezer facilities. Put salt up your baits, and it also give it a little bit more extra traction. Now fishing over the top of these, especially if you're doing like fishing a bottom bait or a snowman rig, I get some of these out of the bucket, put them in here, and I also add a little bit of extra just to give this a little bit more of the pulling power to the actual boilies. And I add black pepper to these. And if you go into your local supermarket and get finely ground black pepper, just sprinkle them over the top and just keep giving them a shake for a week. These are an absolute fantastic tractor bait. Now anybody knows black pepper is a fantastic carp attractor, so just adding a little bit more extra zest to these boilies will hopefully get you to pick it up first before the other boilies, and will give you a little bit more of a pulling power on your hook bait. So that's the tactics. I could have put my bait out this morning with a throwing stick, but as I've been getting pickups of a boilies spotted out and chops, that's the way I wanted to go, and that's the way I'm going to keep presenting my baits out there on the freebies. Right, so my absolute bivvy and outside is a mess because I've been frantically trying to get these rods out and get out fishing before the end of the day, and I am now, but I'm going to tidy up now, and I'll pick this camera up a bit later on this evening, and until then, speak to you shortly. Right, you don't want to look at my ugly mug, so I'll just spin this camera around and leave you with a view for the bowl. Right, well, I've just seen a fish shell just to the right of the buoy, probably about 6 foot behind it. So that's pretty encouraging, because I'm probably about rod length to the left, maybe 2 rod lengths to the left of that buoy. I decided not to get too close to it in case it run round it during the night, so I pushed away to the right of that. If you can see the other buoy in the background, that's where I'm at. That's 100 yards. My next rod is just to the left of that again. As I said, I'm fishing quite close. So the start of that building is where my second rod is, and the third rod is on that stack. So they're all really in this vicinity, so we're not too far away from that fish that's shell. So it's looking good, and I'm feeling confident. Time for a brew. Well, about 4 months ago I did a little bit of a preview video of a product that I bought, which was a square stove that I bought from China off eBay for just under £11, and at the time I said I'd do a little bit of a long-term review on it and let you know how I'm getting on with it. And like I say, I've had it 4 months now and it's been absolutely rock solid. The boil time on it is absolutely staggering for how cheap this stove is, and the clicker's still working. It still fires up first time, and these are just a general absolute steal. Now the camo tape I put on myself because it is red and it's not very carpy, so I just stuck on a little bit of a Gorilla camo tape all the way through, just to make it look a bit more of a part when it's out on the bank. And I'll show you the video of this working. Now, as I said, it roars quite well, and the boil time is a lot quicker than my old stove. So for £11 you're not going to grumble. And obviously, being square, it's got 4 points of contact, so it holds the sandwich maker better, and it's just a general good buy. I will update you a little bit later on as I go on, continue using it, but at present I'm more than happy with it. I will leave a link in the description below where you can buy these from off eBay. I'm not endorsed by them, I've not been given anything, and I just thought I'd let you know how I'm getting on with it, and maybe this is something that might interest you. Great product, highly recommended. Right, well, as the day draws to an end, you join me at 6:30, and I'm just enjoying a evening chicken curry meal I've cooked myself, and I won't be sad to see the end of this day go, because it's just been a catalogue of errors. So I'm going to kick back for the evening, and then hopefully I'll be rewarded for all the troubles that I've had from earlier. I have seen fish out in my area, so that's very promising. So I'm going to spin this camera around, and I'll leave you with a view from the bowl from this evening. And I'm going to carry on eating my chicken curry and have another brew, and keep my eyes on this water and just enjoy the evening. So until I see you again, good night. Speak to you shortly. Well, good morning. You join me at let's have a look at the time. It's 7:15. Quiet night last night, unfortunately, and quiet morning as in respective to picking fish up at first light. I've got the black chickens on me at the moment, got about 3 or 4 there, and I've picked up a couple of the rods. Not brought them in or recast them, I've just left them out there. I think, to be fair, I've missed the activity from yesterday, because there's nothing this morning. So whether I've missed the dinner bell and they're just not feeding, or they've done one somewhere else, who knows. I don't think anybody else has had anything. There's actually 4 anglers on now. But yes, looking a bit grim. I'm not too sure whether I'm going to stop this morning or today. Could do the whole day, to be honest, and possibly the night, but seems to be anything after 11 o'clock, might as well knock it on the head. So I don't think I'm going to do another night. I'm going to wrap up and get off home. If the weather picks up a bit later on, I might go to another water, do a little bit of surface fishing. For now, I'll enjoy a brew. Watch this morning, scan this water, and I'll pick the camera up a little bit later just to let you know what I'm doing. But at the moment it's not looking good for stopping. There's the coots on my area. Been there all morning, just sitting out the top of my spot. It's time to bring the video blog to an end, and unfortunately I'm going to go home with a blank, and that really just sums up my session down here from yesterday. I only fished half a day. Well, it was late afternoon before I managed to get the rods in properly and a bit of bite over the top, thanks to that Fox Impact spot. Did really feel confident when I come in here yesterday, because there was fish, and I gambled that if there was going to be coming back into the areas tomorrow, my baits would be out there, and I was going to be in for a few fish. but unfortunately that wind changed last night, started to blow directly in front of me, and I really do feel that that really did push off the baited areas, because I've seen nothing this morning. I've seen a few last night under darkness out in the middle, but nowhere near my spots. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, that will keep you up to date on new content when I upload it. Not too sure when I'm going to be back down here. I might go off and do a day ticket, but I'm not too sure, because I really do want to put a little bit more time in here this month, now they're going to start to feed up. So until the next time on bowling for carp, wet nets, tight lines, see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.